My god, it's cold. What's up guys, how you doing today? Welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here, coming to you live with another video. Wait, in today's video we are going to be looking at shocking things about Canada for an immigrant. And I repeat, it's only for an immigrant. If you were born in Canada, just skip this video, because you know what? You don't want to know this, okay? You are not going to like what I'm about to say, because you need to be an immigrant to understand this. You need to be raised in a different culture other than Canada to understand this properly. For you, if you're born in Canada, this might be inappropriate, but normal things in Canada for an immigrant, first month of immigration can be shocking, and let me tell you why. Let's go political correctness. Gay marriage is appropriate in Canada, and we do have gay couples in Ukraine, but no one illustrates it so openly to the crowd like it is here in Canada. And my first week in Canada, I've seen a couple of gay men holding hands and rollerblading in the middle of downtown Toronto. They were both topless, they had pink hearts on them, and they were just wearing their pink shorts and pink rollerblades, which was really shocking for me to come from a country where you would never see such a thing. Wait, before you comment anything, let me start by saying that I embrace Canadian culture and I'm totally fine with gay marriages, same-sex marriages, and I do respect people's right to do that and freedoms, and it's a great opportunity that Canada provides. But it is still shocking to see that on your first month in a country where it's totally different from your country, where it's just normal here, and it's shocking how normal it is and how different it is from where I come from. What's even more shocking, guys, for an immigrant is to discuss these kind of things in public. I have co-workers, I have friends that are gays now, and they're openly talking about it at the workplaces and everywhere, and they do not hide it from anyone. We have lots of gays in Ukraine, there are gays everywhere in the world, but I have not ever seen such openness like it is in Canada, and this was my first shocker. In Ukraine, people fake to be gays not to go to an army, whereas Canadian army encourages gays to join army. And this is totally different from what I'm used to, and that might be shocking for you coming to this country as well, even though it's totally normal for Canadians. And that's why I was saying, if you're from Canada, don't think of this video as inappropriate. It's just an open-mindedness and freedom of speech, okay? Just wanted to bring this up to the table, saying that, hey, this was interesting. Shocker number 2, guys, disabilities. You know, if you're disabled in Ukraine, or for that matter in other countries that are less developed than Canada, you're screwed. Well, I do know that Ukrainian employers, they do encourage, like the government encourages employers to hire people with disabilities, and there is a certain quota to do that, just to support them. We have that in Ukraine. But what I was surprised about Canada is, in Canada, if you're disabled, you still have access to everything. Literally, schools, universities, they have special elevators so that you don't have to climb the stairs. It's not like a couple of dudes trying to get a guy on a wheelchair, carrying the wheelchair, you know, like this in Ukraine, up the stairs to the 4th floor to help that guy in a wheelchair to get to his classroom. Here you got elevators, you know, you got the access to every point of university for the people with disabilities, and the doors automatically. Well, in Ukraine they do build those access points for people with disabilities, but they are more made in such a way that a disabled person trying to use them would rather kill themselves than get where they're trying, because the bylaws are not maintained. The angle is made in such a way that if you try to use them, you're probably going to get injured, because they're not made for people. It's just made for a tick mark. There it is there, and we did it for those people with disabilities. I'm also talking about mental disabilities and all kinds of disabilities. There are tons of them, visible and not so much visible disabilities. How much support Canadian government provides to them, schools, universities, and people themselves, employers. This is a shocking thing to see that a disabled person in Canada has this much of value and support from the system, whereas in other countries less developed than Canada, you're left on your own with your struggles and no one really cares. And this was shocking, but in a really good way. We are talking about a very sensitive topic here, guys, so I want to encourage everyone, when you're commenting below, please do respect the other people's opinion and no raging, guys. This is a sensitive topic and I'm taking a big step to even discuss it with you guys, so please be mindful and respectful to everyone's comments and their opinions in the comments. All right, guys, thank you so much. Let's continue. Next shocker is gender equality. Guys, okay, let's not talk about ladies today. Let's talk about guys, us men, okay? Being raised in Ukraine, you are born to follow certain rules, supposed to feed the family, all right? You have to take care of your wife. You have to be there as a protector, you know, standing up for the family, for the kids. You have to be like a father. You have to provide. You have to be working. You have to be earning more money than anyone else in your family. You have to be in charge of things, and you have to have huge responsibility. And whereas in Canada, well, it's fine if you're a home-staying dad. This was a shocker for me, alright, guys? Like, a man can take a maternity leave. Have you ever heard about this? In Ukraine, people would say, how can you? How could you? Why would you stay at home with your children? You don't have balls or something. You can get a job. Why are you doing what your wife is supposed to be doing? Are you not a man? The ladies would shame you. Your parents would shame your grandparents, the community, like everyone would say thing after thing. There's gossip and opinion on everyone else pushing on you as a man. Why are you doing something that's not masculine? And if you were raised in the culture like I am, coming here in your first few months, that can be a really shocking situation. You would be like, wait a second, what I was taught the entire life was not exactly accurate, and no one is actually going to judge me because of that? Well, this is a shocker, but it is actually a nice thing, I think, in Canada. Got a little bit of weight, gained a few pounds. And this was another shocker when I came to Canada. Realizing that it's alright to be fat, and that fat people are not supposed to be shamed for being fat and all those things. The things that in Ukraine, by shaming those people, or in Eastern Europe, they do that. They shame you if you're fat. I was always a chubby boy, and I was always shamed for that. I used to be way more fat than I am right now. Going back on diet, so don't start shaming. But all I'm saying is that it's fine to be fat and not feel bad about it. And this was a shocker for me coming to this country. I didn't know that people don't do that here. In fact, they're more tolerant to you if you are fat. They're not going to make those remarks and shame you for that, for who you are. But I also want to remind everyone that actually there are less fat people in Canada than in the United States. People in Canada, lots of them are doing sports, working out. Even more people are taking care of their health than I have seen back in Eastern Europe. And that's a good thing. Canadians are really sporty people, and this is actually, yeah, it was surprising how many people are jogging and how many people are going to gym and following nutritional diets and everything. Guys, this one is a secret one. Literally, everyone goes and complains about everyone. Your neighbor would complain that your lawn is not cut to the city, that like a neighbor is going to complain that there is some mess on your backyard. You're going to show up to work 5 minutes late, your boss is not there, and your best buddy is saying hi to you. Next thing you know, in the end of the day, your boss calls you to his office or her office and says, hey, why were you 5 minutes late? And this was a shocker for me in Canada. Like, how can you do that? You know, we had this situation in Soviet Union where everyone was complaining about everyone to the government. It is a little bit different now in Ukraine, but it feels like it's fine in Canada. And I think this is how Canada remains one of the best places to live in the world, because corruption is prevented. You know, all those bad things that come out with trying to hide something, corruption, crimes, and lots of things that disturb the operation of everything and burns and puts the seed of, you know, like spoiled apples, you know, that just ruins everything. I think that's one of the reasons of success in Canada. Guys, I don't want you to think that I'm supporting snitching and complaining. I'm just guessing that that's why Canada is more developed than other countries. But hey, this was a shocker, and at the beginning you might be really surprised and not understanding the people. Why are they doing that? Why would you go and for 5 minutes late to work complain to your boss about your best buddy at work? This was a shocker for me, but it looks like it's a normal reality of a culture here. Oh guys, it's time for me to get back to the office, or my co-workers might snitch on me saying that, hey, Igor was 5 minutes late from his lunch break, which I don't want to happen. I want to thank you so much for watching this video, for commenting peacefully in the comments and not raging there. And of course, I'm not a Jesus, guys. Shut the hell up and subscribe to this channel. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.